Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for the Scrap Room, and I have a layout to share with you created using the Miss Sadie Rose collection from Pretty Little Studio. I always love it when Rochelle includes Pretty Little Studio in our collections. It's a special little treat. So with the kits, you always get 2 pieces of cardstock in the Flavor of the Month kits, and it is actually blue. I really wanted to work with the pinks and the greens that are in this collection, so I am going to pull in 2 pieces of my own cardstock, that mint green, which is actually called aqua, I believe, and then a pink. So I have the embellishments that come with my flavors of the month, as well as I am working with the add-on embellishments and the add-on pattern papers. I have these 2 pictures of our kitten Luna. So we have sisters. We have Jasmine, or who we call Floofterbutt, who you have already seen, and this is Luna. So she is the quieter of the 2. We think she may have been the runt of the litter, and she is a solid gray, and so yeah, that's what I'm scrapping. And the reason that I wanted to pull more of the green and the pink into this is because it really pops the color of her, that gray color, in the photos, whereas the blue just sort of muted her. And so I have pulled a doily from my own stash, and I'm going to use that to add a little bit more variety to this layout and a little bit of texture. These pattern papers are fantastic, but they are actually pretty, what's the word? Soft is probably the word that I want. And so I have to find ways of adding punctuation or depth of color. So what I've done is I've stitched all the way around that 11-inch square and directly onto the cardstock. And then I just sort of distressed the edges so as, again, to give a little bit more texture to this. That pink stripe is going to, it's kind of a plaid because it's got a really light pink that you can't see in the video that goes on the opposite diagonal, is going to go all the way across the page. Because I had distressed the edges underneath it, the edge was popping up, and so I'm just going to use some double-sided tape, 1/4-inch double-sided tape, to just tightly adhere that down there. I have left the selvage strip down the bottom because, again, that gives me a little bit more depth of color that I'm lacking here in these papers. And I've cut that corner. My intent had been to use the pink and the green in the stripe, but it didn't really work where I thought I was going to use it. So I end up using the polka dot, so that matches the green background that I have, to just sort of frame a large photo frame around the photo there. Now, despite the fact that I have the stickers for the add-ons of these flowers, I know I want to cut out more roses because, again, it is depth of color. It is a much brighter color, and it adds more to that. So I skipped through all of the fussy cutting, but I did fussy cut 3 of the larger florals. I'm going to back this photo, the larger photo, with the pink, again, just to accentuate this photo and to add a little bit more variety in the tones of colors here. So you want those softer tones that are already present in the collection, but then you really need some crisper, brighter, sort of the mid-tones, and that's what I am able to provide with the cardstock there. And that way it isn't just the florals that you are going to look at. So I want to center that smaller 3x4 photo in the horizontal strip, and so that then determines where the placement of the other photo is going to be. I'm going to layer up these roses, and just again for a little bit of variety in depth on the layout. Originally, I wanted to put my trio of flowers at the top left there, but it created some weird movement because you've got that diagonal in. It's a plaid, but it really looks like a diagonal. But then it's in a framed square with a circle. There was just too much movement visually on the page, and so that is why I end up moving my other trio of embellishments to the bottom left corner photo, and that just provides a visual triangle across. So this is washi from the embellishment add-on, and it's actually supposed to go with the Doodlebug collection that comes in this month's Flavor of the Month kits, but I really liked it here, and again, it provided that depth of color that I was looking for more than just those softer tones. And so it worked perfectly, and so I went with it. Uh, so I'm going to, so with these florals, you can see you've got the brighter colors, but there are some black and white stickers, and I like the black and white, how it adds a little bit, it ties in the color to the photos there, and adds a little bit of a different color palette too. So then from my cardstock, again, using a lighter version of that aqua cardstock, and this is all cardstock that's actually come from my ScrapRoom kits over the years. I'm not a big color cardstock user, and so it kind of has amassed in my collection, but you can see it's come in handy here. So I cut out the label from the embellishments that come with the kit, and I'm going to just pop up Dear Girl, which is one of the embellishments that I got. You are going to get a variety of embellishments, and Dear Girl worked perfectly for this because she's our girl. And just kind of building up these floral clusters a little bit. So you'll also get some banners, which I will use, and then you have these stickers as well. The only sticker that was applicable to my layout was Such a Lady. The others I do more with babies or shopping, and so I had no use for those on this, but maybe we'll be able to do a girl shopping trip because me and I've been on a few of those lately. I'm going to pop this heart out. I did cut out the border. There was a huge white border around the outside, and I found that distracting, so I just trimmed that down to make it suit my needs, and I'm going to pop that onto some of the layered roses there. So that cluster is very different from the other two, but it's okay because it still has the floral, which pulls the consistency across that visual triangle that I'm moving your eye through. I do not journal on this page, literally because these are just pictures of Sweet Luna. And I have not dated it, but I will use my date stamp and stamp the date on there. And I don't really feel that I need to journal this. They're just pictures of the cat. There's really no story to tell here. There will be lots of stories coming of the kittens, though. Yes, cute kittens. So that is another one of the pattern papers. It's just lots of bows throughout, and so I have fussy cut 2 of them. My original intent had been to maybe make a row of bows across the bottom there, but I didn't want to cover too much of that really washi, and so I've just used the few to decorate the page there. So again, this is a ScrapRoom kit. If you subscribe to the Flavors of the Month kit, you are going to get 4 different collections. And so you get a sampling of papers, a sampling of embellishments, and cardstock that coordinates with it. You can get add-ons. You can get embellishment add-ons, so you get extra embellishments from all 4 collections. You can also get pattern paper add-ons. And again, you get pattern paper for all 4 collections. I subscribe to both of those because I really like having that extra. What I love about these kits is, you know, when I buy, so say for example, I'm waiting on Pink Fresh, and I have literally bought the entire collection, but I never use the entire collection. So what I like about this kit is that you get a sampling, literally, and you have to use what you have. You aren't tempted by all of the things, which is really nice. Although it is nice to have the extra in the add-ons. And then there's also a double shot kit, which I also subscribe to because there's usually something different in there. This month you have the Dare to Be Artsy manufacturer, which is new to me, and I really love it. It's kind of like my mind's eye, older my mind's eye in a way. And so it's nice to have some of those things. Rochelle often puts pages collections in the double shot too, so it's nice to have that. You can subscribe, but you don't have to. You can buy monthly one-offs if they are available. So that is pretty much going to wrap up my layout. While I was telling you about the kits, what I've done is I've just cut apart the banners because it's a cut apart, and then I'm going to pop up this bow there to just kind of tie that bow into the bow down the bottom, and that is going to wrap up the bulk of the layout. So now it is time to work on the title, and so these are, I believe these are from Pebbles. It was a girl collection. And I'm just going to use the Sweet in black, which really stands out, but it goes with her tail. And I like the loop-de-loop because it's got sort of that softness of the papers, despite it being a direct contrast in color. And then I'll soften that with more foam stickers that are in that same sort of subtle pink, and that will wrap up the title there. And again, as I said, I have not journaled and I don't intend to journal on this particular layout, but I will put the date and maybe her age because they are probably about 6 months old or she is 6 months old in this photo. So there should be some close-ups coming. If you have any questions about the scrap room, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I will share the full layout. There you go. And then the close-ups are following. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you are doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.